So, Adam, I have to tell you a story about what happened last night.
Tell me a story about what happened to you last night.
So, last night, I was sitting at my desk. I was famished. And I decided... Famished! Like, I hadn't moved from my desk chair in hours. So, I decided I need food. I decided to get Papa John's. Yeah, I know it's Papa John's.
It's cardboard with veggies on it. We get it.
I actually wanted more like garlic knocks and their cheese sticks than actually the pizza.
That I understand.
But so I was gonna get delivery. Because the gated community I live in, the gate's busted again. So I don't have to worry about remember what my gate code is because I have a card for myself. But anyway. Cool. So I was going to do that, but like, no, maybe I'll just get up. I need to get up and move. Maybe I'll just go do delivery, pickup. I went back and forth. I decided to solve on going and getting it myself.
Okay. So you went to go get some pizza and garlic nuts and cheesy bread.
Yes. And it's just up the road and not even a mile up the road. It's like, I don't know. It's right there. It's like,
okay. It's just over there.
It's just over that way. So I get there, I pull up, I walk in, and there's this big, barley, muscle-bound dude with long hair in front of me, like pink.
I mean, you don't live that far away from the performance center and where NXT is filmed, so it kind of makes sense that you'd run into guys like this in the area.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
So I'm just like, okay. But I'm starting to notice that the jacket, the shirt he has on, the long hair, he has a beard. He kind of looks like someone, like Elias. And like, I've heard rumors about people like you could just run into them, some of these NXT stars, because they all live in Orlando area.
Right.
And I was like, but it haven't happened to me. Also, I don't go out nearly as much as I probably should, but
that happens.
You gotta have money to do that.
Right.
So. And then, as he's done paying, he turns around. I walked around him so he can just have a clear shot. And I look in his face. It's Elias.
Holy crap! It's Elias.
And what I'm thinking is like, oh my god, it's Elias. Inside, I'm like, I kept it cool. I didn't really say anything because it was almost 11 o'clock at night. His eyes were like dead, tired. He just wanted his food and he wanted to go to bed. It looked like. But inside of me,
every dude understands that moment.
Yeah. So, but inside of me, I was having a fangirl moment. I was like, no.
So, if this had been an anime, you would have had streams of tears coming out of your eyes. Your mouth would have hit the floor, and you would have had a bloody nose.
Yes, but then you would have cut immediately back to normal me, because that was just the interaction of the mind.
Right.
But they didn't have it in reality. Exactly.
No. I mean, I kind of wish you'd been able to say something, catch him at a better time and been like, hey, can we get a selfie?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't do photos.
Oh, no, because it would have been great. It would have replaced your current picture when we introduce ourselves.
Me cropped out of the photo with
just Elias.
Mostly just Elias.
Your arm.
My arm. I mean, you see part of my face, so you can tell it's Tim, but we only had room to put Elias in there.
Exactly. Anyway, Tim, I gotta ask you that question that we ask every single week. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, because you know what time it is. It's time for As the Buckle Turns. I'm Adam.
What? We're recording now? Fuck.
God,
oh, wait.
yes.
Sorry. I'm Tim.
You. Seriously, you're ruining it for me, man. You're ruining it for me.
Well, that's okay.
Anyway, we got
it for me all the time.
Yes. Well, I mean, mostly that's just my face.
You don't have to look at it.
It's up on the screen for me.
Yeah.
It's up on the screen the entire time.
But you're used to it. I feel bad for your press
Well,
partner.
kind of.
I feel really
Anyway.
bad for your press partner. Oh.
Oh. Anyway, we've got to talk about some AEW stuff. We've got a whole bunch of WWE stuff to go down.
Adam,
but
why do you have to be one of those people that just throws coal and wood on the fire of AEW? Come on. You're just jealous that you just hate WWE so much that you just have to like push this AEW bullshit. Come on, man.
No, I am that much of a wrestling fan that I enjoy watching all of it, and I
WWE
just want
is the crown jewel. There will never be anything better, so there's no point in watching anything else but WWE. This is why WWE decided to air that Progress with their NXT stars on it the same day as what's that show?
Fight for the Fallen. It's actually Evolve. Will be going on live on the WWE network at the same time that Fight for the Fallen, a charity event put on by AEW for the victims of gun violence, which 100% proceeds are going to the charity.
That company's just like, I know that they're having an event. If it wasn't for WWE, I wouldn't know they even existed. And come on, like, why wouldn't you put your show on at the same time? You have you ever heard of competition is good competition and all that? Come on, people.
Yeah, no,
And do you really think all the proceeds are going to? I can't do it anymore.
you can't be that much of an asshole anymore. Okay.
No, I can't.
For me, I mean, I have no problem with competition. Competition is wonderful. But it's a charity event.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what I'm actually. It's not. No matter what, you're not cutting revenue away from AEW by having another event going on the same day. You're not cutting revenue away from them. You're cutting revenue away from a charity.
Yes, but no. Not really.
Yes, but no, actually.
The money, because the show is free online.
Right.
So the only thing that the money is going to go to is the gate. That's the only money that they're making off this show. Is the gate. So yes, people may want to stay home and watch it. This is Florida. It's hot here, and people like to go out. If there's a live wrestling show in Jacksonville, they're going to that show, regardless if it's WWE or not. You remember how many people showed up for just the announcement of AEW?
Oh, I know.
This is an actual show, and the proceeds are going towards gun violence. So
right.
It's not there. I get the point. I mean, it is a big thing for Evolve because it's the 10th anniversary of the show for the company.
It's actually a big show for them.
And a lot
nothing against them.
Yeah, and a lot of the talent in NXT and some of WWE current came from Evolve.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal there. And they do have a handshake deal with basically a working relationship with them. So personally, I don't think it's a big. People are making a bigger deal out of this than they should.
Right.
Because here's my thing: if they were actually selling the show for like $10 to make more profit to go towards charity, I think people would have a better mind to say, yes, that's a dick move to do when they're trying to raise money towards gun violence and all that. But it's only the gate, so I just don't really care about this whole argument. I think it's dumb, and so it's like one of those things like, yeah, I get you can't. It's a bit of a dick move, but come on, it's WWE. Did you expect anything else?
Yeah.
And you know who's behind this? It's Vince.
Oh, yeah, it's big Vinnie Mac.
But overall, it's not going to hurt the gate especially with the buzz that AEW has right now.
Oh, of course.
This is actually will probably give them more sympathy. More people want to turn out to it. So it's not that big of a deal. It's just whatever. So I know Kenny Omega had some harsh words for this.
He did at the same time. He did say that he understands competition. It was more the fact it was just kind of a disappointment that what they're trying to do. They were giving a show away for free. They were their second free show.
Yeah.
And they're doing I believe also they did specify, if I remember correctly, that also the merch sales will be going to the charity as well.
Oh, okay.
But they haven't announced when that starts.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing though. If WWE is hoping that they're gonna get a big turnout to watch this show, the Progress show, Evolve show.
Evolve.
Yeah, Evolve. Show, because they have former WWE stars on there and everything. No. Because those same people who may like Evolve, they're going to AEW. They're going to be watching. They're going to be watching Fight for the Fallen.
They're watching the hype show go like. They are on the hype train for AEW, and so far AEW hasn't done anything to cool themselves down to the point where WWE can try to swoop in.
And also, let's look at it this way. AEW at that point will have done two shows. They'll be their third show. Out of those 3 shows, when Fight for the Fallen hits, they only made money from the show of Double or Nothing, because Fyter Fest, yes, they'll get some profits from there, but they're giving the show away for free online, and everything for Fyter Fest from Fight for the Fallen goes to charity. When was the last time WWE did something like that?
Yeah.
They do charity work. That's not an issue that they don't do charity work. But when have they actually held a show where the whole proceeds go towards the charity?
It's been a very long time, but the last time was basically a house show.
Yeah, they don't do, and it was just Fight for the Fallen is basically kind of gonna be
right.
But at the same time, how many people have? When was the last time you saw 60,000 people trying to get tickets for a house show for WWE?
I mean, even for like a tent pole outside of WrestleMania, a tent pole pay-per-view for the they haven't really done a sellout for quite some time.
Yeah, so it's bigger deal. And also, Kenny Omega did come back and talk about his statement of why. I can't remember what he said, but he came back and actually explained what he was talking about the situation. Overall, I don't blame him for being upset, but at the same time, to me, it's not that big of an issue. AEW has the buzz right now, and they're going to it's not going to hurt their gig. There's build right now outside of having basically hosting WrestleMania in Jacksonville at one of these events to hurt AEW. And guess what? I still think there'd be people who'd be like, WrestleMania or AEW? Oh, I'll get my money with AEW.
Yeah.
So
because what AEW also has going for it right now is that it's fresh, it's new.
Yeah.
We haven't seen everything that they're putting on yet.
Speaking of fresh and new, Vince is desperate.
Why is that?
Because he just gave control of Raw to Paul Heyman and SmackDown to Eric Bischoff as directive executives of those shows.
Really?
Yeah, so Like Paul will take Raw. Eric Bischoff will be handling SmackDown. He'll also part of his responsibilities. Eric Bischoff is to work with Fox to help the transition to Fox's come the fall. But he's not making these new positions because he wants to. He's desperate at this point.
Oh yeah, especially who it is that he gave those positions to. There are guys who pushed him as a company.
Yep. And Eric Bischoff has been in WWE before, but the last time he was in WWE, he had no creative control over anything, shape, or form. I actually just watched an interview with him, or maybe I read one. I think it was an article on Wrestling Inc. Where they asked him about it. I was on one of his podcasts. It was a transcription. That's what it was.
Okay.
He's like, did they ever offer you to be in creative control? He's like, no, they did never ask. I never asked. They never offered. And I didn't care about that. I was there as talent. That was fine with me. And he said many times, it was actually more of a relief. I showed up. They told me what they needed me to do. I did it. I got to go home. I got a paycheck out of this.
Yeah, Paul Heyman's talked about that too. That not truly being in creative again for when he came back as well.
Yep.
Not truly being in creative, kind of it felt freeing.
Yeah. If you watch the Paul Heyman DVD at the end when he comes back, when he came back as Brock Lesnar's advocate, it was he's like, I just show up. I'm here. If they ask me for my opinion on something, I'm more than happy to tell them what I think. But it's not like I have to come up with this or I'm going to have to fight for this. No. Because I work with Brock. Brock has that clout. If we pitch it, they know it's what Brock wants to do, and Vince doesn't want to piss off Brock because Vince thinks he's his golden goose.
Brock is still a draw, though. That's the weird part.
And I disagree on that.
I think more accurately, he's a in-house draw. Like, he can draw people to buy tickets to physically see him.
I don't think so.
But I don't feel that like it translates to television all that well, because now we're just like, he's only showing up to do one or two things.
Yeah, it may help the buy rate a little bit. I doubt it for the tickets, but it's definitely not helping with the numbers.
No.
If it does, it's a little blimp now. It went up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a tad bit. Because we're used to it. It's not like when he first came back, we weren't used to, he came back. Oh, he's back now. Great. What is he going to be doing? We're used to this. It's old.
Because it was new and fresh again.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things. They're trying to do the same thing with him with the Money in the Bank. It's just, who cares?
It's a little cringy.
It's not going to work with Brock because the threat of that briefcase, be able to cash in whenever he wants, is having someone come out on a weekly basis with that briefcase to remind us they have it, they can cash in whenever they want.
Right.
And having Paul Heyman show up and talk about it is not the same thing. It's seeing that briefcase and the person holding it having a match, threatened about they're gonna cash in. That's what makes that work. So, but anyway, it'll be interesting to see what happens with this TV, because they reported Vince McMahon. That doesn't mean anything's going to change, though.
No, but they did say, actually it was Bischoff that said that this actually will allow more for the two shows to have a separate feel from one another.
Yes, because that's another thing that people have. Eric Bischoff has brought up, and it was one of the times he talked about it. He's like, this is the third time a wrestling company has tried to do a brand split. WCW was the first person to do it. They did Thunder. Now the whole point of Thunder was to do a brand split because they were told he was forced to do it.
Yes.
Eric Bischoff didn't have a choice. They wanted wrestling primetime on Thursday, so he didn't have a choice on that. So he was trying to figure out a way to make it work, And one of the reasons, what they said they're gonna do is like they'd get the NWO from like Nitro, or it was Thunder. He couldn't remember which one, and WCW would have the other one. The whole reason why they did the NWO sold out pay per view was because of that, because that's why they kept throwing people in to the NWO to build that up for that type of story. Right. It just didn't. It failed because he didn't have the time. He just didn't. He was forced to, and he didn't really care about doing a show. And they had 2 shows. Just the brands put down happened, and then we got WWE who did it, which it lasted for a long time the first time, but it was never fully a success because just like this time, you always had one was treated as the A show and one was treated as the B show. And SmackDown had problems on their tours of not selling out because Vince doesn't seem to get it that if you don't treat them as equals and keep them as strong equally, people are going to say, okay, I'm getting the impression that's the B show. So why would I go see the B show when I can see the A show when that comes to town?
Right.
So, yes, this will hopefully be a good thing. I have no faith in it whatsoever. I do until I'm proven wrong. I do hope that Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman contracts are for a lot of money and make a good paycheck out of it to do basically nothing because they're going to be pitching all these ideas and Vince is going to be like, I don't want that. And it's going to be the same program and they're still getting paid to do their job.
Exactly.
And they'll make a lot of money out of it. That's what I hope. Hopefully this will actually turn around because if I had to pick 2 people outside of Triple H to take over and do something like this, it would be Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff.
Yeah, definitely. I would too.
What's left on the docket?
We have Seth Rollins making a complete ass out of himself while still making some decent points, but still making an ass out of himself on Twitter while picking a fight with Will Ospreay.
Actually, WWE making Seth Rollins look like he's an ass, and your entire screen just froze.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's cool.
It's back.
Yeah.
Your face doesn't improve it though.
I know. I'm sorry.
Was blurry. It was blurry. It was better. Oh.
But yeah, Seth Rollins picked a fight with Will Ospreay after making. Sorry, what was the comment?
No. Hold on. He didn't pick a fight with Will Ospreay. He asked a question.
Oh yes, sorry.
He was boasting about WWE, and he says, no, get louder. This is the best company. You gotta get louder because people are bashing on the place where I've dedicated my life and all that. Find one person out there who can do what I do, as well as I do it, as often as I do, or something like that. Alive, and Will Ospreay responds, "I'm alive," and he responded with, "Nice kid, nice little guy. We have a better version of you. His name is Ricochet, and he just won the U.S. title." And it just kind of downgraded from there. It's a bit of a douchey move. At the same time, what people don't understand is that when you sign with WWE, you have to send over your social media platforms to them. If you don't, they will bury you, according to Ryback, because he refused to, and he then got buried. So you have, because they want certain things being tweeted out all the time to keep stuff going and all that. That's why the whole Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch feud was done on Twitter, all that stuff. So, but they still have access to their accounts, so it's not just like it's someone in WWE's social media department tweeting this out.
It doesn't really feel like that.
No. So this could have been Seth Rollins. This could have been Seth Rollins. And it could have been Seth Rollins was told, "Oh, you should tweet about the show," and he's just like, "Fine, I'll just say this." He just that, and like, "Oh, make sure if there's any bashing, make sure you put him down or something like that." It could have been like that. It could have been Seth being in a bad mood and deciding to just go after it,
Oh, because it does really come across as going after it. So, he starts off with a doubling down. Best pro wrestling on the planet. See that cruiserweight triple threat? And that's just one night, one match among the many. And then it goes into the find anyone else alive who can do what I do as often as I do it. You can't. Will Ospreay responds with, I'm alive.
Yes.
Then cage size seats. And Seth retweeted them. They said, remember when Seth Rollins said that WWE had the best pro wrestling on the planet? And it's just a gif of Donald Duck laughing.
Yeah.
Seth responds with, sure do, dorks. And after that pay-per-view, I stand by it even more. The crew brought it tonight, from top to bottom, all-out effort from every person in the ring and out. And you're still writing about it. It's like, Seth, great point you have there. Everyone did their job, top to bottom. That's awesome. The problem is, dude, what Cage Side Seats is talking about is the actual action of the event. What your entire company has been lacking. I'm sorry.
We'll get to stomping ground, kicking names, and taking ass.
We're gonna get to that.
That doesn't sound right.
Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins calling Will Ospreay little guy. Come on, Seth. He's 5'11". You're 6 foot ish. Yeah, probably just a little bit over that. Seth, you only outweigh Will by a little bit, which is allowed. If you were in, Seth, I got to talk to you for a second. I'm sorry, Tim. I can't talk to you for a moment. Let me talk to Seth directly. Seth, I know all this stems from your comment in the internet wrestling community's backlash against you. Your comment about Jon Moxley taking his ball and going home. Look, Seth, you, Roman, and Dean were on separate paths when the Shield broke up. Roman became a Vince McMahon guy and was given all the opportunities that are given to the Vince guy. You became the Triple H guy and received all the opportunities that being a Triple H guy will give you. Dean became neither of those things and was left off to the side and ended up struggling in a company, just not wanting to work there. He took a different path. He told his story. You've lived a different story. And honestly, man, the work rate you put in is amazing. The work you do is great. If you were with other companies, you would be the shining, beacon light of probably the industry. But the problem is you work for a company run by a man who doesn't want to be known as the guy who ran a wrestling company. So you're stuck. You'd be a top 10 pro wrestler any place else in the world. But you're with a company that puts you at 11. I'm sorry, dude.
I just love how the entire time you're talking, I'm just eating my chips. You're not trying to be
Yeah,
quiet.
I might have to mute your mic for some of that.
Yeah, you might have to.
But it's like, seriously, Seth, you put on, your work rate is amazing. What you do is very good. And I feel that if you would be given the opportunities to do in the ring what other companies allow their performers to do, you would be an amazing wrestler. But you're with WWE.
See, that whole comment of him saying that Dean Ambrose took his ball and went home, that's definitely a WWE line. Definitely.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's a company guy, and he's been given all these opportunities, and he gets to shine in the company. Not everyone is going to have that experience. Not everyone can have that experience.
See, the whole reason why I'm not really sure if it was Rollins who posted it out there or someone else when it was told, because one of the rumors behind the scenes was going into Stomping Grounds was that most people weren't really into the show. They were all disappointed about the turnout, and stuff like that. So they weren't really invested in the show outside of Roman and McIntyre. Whereas certain people were called out, and they said like Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins seemed more into focus on their relationship than the actual careers right now because of the state of what WWE's in. So this whole out there game, it could be, maybe it is he had an off that night or something like that. Who knows? But it doesn't make a difference. I mean, I think it was a fun little exchange between the two.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I kind of sorry, I was going through Seth's timeline regarding, how things have gone, and it is kind of funny that Becky does pop in and she's just like, "Oh, so are you lads done fighting on Twitter?" And then it's just like, "Okay, we're done. All right, cool." And it was just like, I really do think for a little moment, because like maybe because there was a lot of responses.
Oh yeah.
To what Seth said. So I'm willing to bet at some point Seth actually got a little heated at home.
It's possible.
And Becky's like, "Seriously, calm down. I'm about to send a tweet and be like, lads, you need to calm down."
I will say this. Ospreay had one of the better tweets where he talked about, at this point in 2019, I've had more matches than you. He's had more 5-star matches than Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins has none at the moment for the 2019.
Yep.
But then I have to give credit to an unlikely source I didn't think I would ever give credit to, but I have to give this credit to. Baron Corbin chimes in, like, it's a fact that Baron Corbin has had more matches than Will Ospreay in 2019? I'll give it credit to that. And Will Ospreay, his response was even better, and I'll let you say that one.
That's why Raw's ratings suck.
Oh, so that's why Raw sucks so bad.
Yeah, so that's why Raw sucks. It's just like, yeah, Baron, right now, no one likes the waiter.
Yeah. I'll give Baron Corbin the credit for that line, because that was great. I was like,
it's a genius moment.
Because it's true.
But Baron is also, much like Seth, a character within a wrestling company that is actually being held back from his full potential.
Yeah.
So I chuckle. Like, I see all of these people talking about so-and-so is not being used right. So-and-so is not being used right. And the problem is, some people take that as they want these people pushed. And it's like, no, we didn't say that we want them pushed. What we're saying, and what I'm saying, is that Baron Corbin could be one of your best heels in the company right now if you let him be an asshole. Like an actual asshole. Instead of the PG watered down waiter who may or may not have spit in your soup.
It's interesting. But what else do we have left on the docket?
All right. In all honesty, I just have stomping grounds to go over last.
Well, before we do that, we gotta do a little promotion here.
What are we promoting?
You didn't know this, but we signed this huge deal to promote this thing of our 6 fans. Tomorrow night is Ring of Honor's Best in the World pay-per-view.
Oh.
So, and no, we're not doing predictions for it. We're not doing predictions for Fyter Fest either.
No, we're not.
Because I need a break. We've done so many goddamn predictions.
This is going to be a heavy predictions year, man. Yeah. Heavy predictions year.
So, and I've got to finish editing my short film. So, and I'm kind of burnt out from that right now, too. So, yeah, I think we need a day. Well, we just need a day. But,
okay.
Just so the people know, go check out Best in the World pay-per-view for Ring of Honor. Also, this Saturday, it is Fyter Fest, where AEW is giving the show away free online. I'm not sure specifically where you can watch it, though.
Yeah, I forget where it's online as well. I probably won't find it until, like, Sunday when I'm looking through it. Or what is it, Saturday? I forget which day it's on.
Yeah, I believe it's Saturday.
But I'm going to suddenly be like, oh, here it is. This is the website. Blah, blah, blah. And if I do, you know what? I'm going to tweet it out Saturday. I'm going to tweet out, how to get that right after we put up this show.
Yeah. I'll watch the show when I have a chance because I have to finish editing my short film and a bunch of other stuff that's due on Sunday night, and that's more important right now. So.
No, I totally understand, man.
Oh,
Totally understand.
So Adam,
I do, dude. I gotta catch you on a quick tweet that I saw that is absolutely hilarious, and it shows the state of the world that we're currently in regarding wrestling. It's from Luke Owen.
Okay.
Toy Story is #1 at the box office. Godzilla, Child's Play, and Men in Black have new films. 2 of Disney's big releases are Aladdin and Lion King. Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman are in creative positions. Wrestling will be on TNT. Life really is a 20-year cycle.
That's true.
Yes.
But yeah, so Fyre Fest will be this weekend. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so Adam, you say you claim to be a wrestling fan, right?
Yes, I am.
So what would you do if I told you if you could get far more wrestling than what you're paying for in the WWE Network for the same price?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Yeah, so last night I joined the World Wrestling Network, I think it's called. It's where Evolve shows are on. You have a bunch of other ones like Shine Wrestling, which is an all women's wrestling company.
Nice.
All Combat Wrestling, I think, is another one. Like, there's a few shows on there. It's this is where WWE has a working relationship with them through Triple H.
Okay.
And Evolve and all that. You get Evolve part of it. So I joined it. It's $9.99 a month. You get all on-demand content for free. You get a discount on their pay-per-views, which is about 20. From the looks of it, they're about $20.
So you're basically just paying $9.99 for them, or $10 for them.
So if you wanted to get one, you could get. Instead of paying $20, you pay $10.
Not bad.
For that. Yeah, it's not the same value of getting the WWE pay-per-views for free. This is also a smaller organization, so they can't afford to give away that stuff.
No, totally understand.
As part of that, but it's still a good deal. And I was going through some Shine Wrestling last night, way longer than I should have, but it's actually not a bad deal. Also, part of it is like if you get tickets, you can get discounts on tickets and points and stuff like that. So, and no, I'm not getting paid to talk about this, but if anybody from the WWN Live Network, whatever it's called, and you want us to sponsor us, please do.
Yeah, that would be cool. We would definitely. I would love to promote the crap out of you. But I mean, I haven't even checked out what they have yet. I might check it out. I mean, I probably will check it out. And if so, once again, right after this show is posted, I'll probably tweet a link to it.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad deal. It's really easy to find. It's actually wwnlive.com. So
okay,
but
I'm gonna see if they've got a Twitter.
I think they do. But yeah, go check that out. If you're a wrestling fan and you're fed up with WWE, cancel your network subscription and go pay for some action where you actually get good action. So
that sounds great.
All right, so I guess we should probably talk about Stomping Ground. Taking names and kicking asses.
Yeah, I guess we could talk about that.
So, this show is a bit of a mixed bag. With what we've been getting on TV lately, this show should have been horrible. It's not horrible. Well, at least not the first half of it. I didn't think.
No, actually, everything that I'm hearing about this right now is that everything actually worked in this show. Everything flowed correctly in this show. The problem was, like, it was such a cookie cutter show that it could have been a whole lot better, though.
Yeah, so I can't remember. I think it was around, let me see if I can find it. It was right around, let's see. The Bailey and Alexa Bliss match, that it went downhill.
Oh no.
The Roman and Drew match was full of action, but it was still like the same thing. Roman used to be down for the most part. He came back to win. It was a far better match than any of the matches we've seen between Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns so far. But at the same time, you didn't need it. It just keeps going down. And by the time you get to the main event for the Universal Championship, and the reveal of Lacey Evans as the special guest referee, did not go over. Like you mentioned off camera, how off mic earlier, that how it all flows because he's picking it to mess with Rollins because he can't hit her with a chair to take her out.
Right.
Woman.
He's a kayfabe. Yeah.
Also.
So in kayfabe. Yes.
Also.
Oh no. Okay.
It's Becky Lynch's his girlfriend, and that was the challenger who Lacey Evans lost earlier in the opening of the match. So it makes sense. Yeah. No. Well, that makes sense and everything. This was literally, I think Wrestle Talk nailed it when they talked about this. You had Baron Corbin pick the Baron Corbin of the Raw's Women's Division to be the special guest referee. Overexposing her more, where we thought we were done with her for the night, because we don't want her in that spot. I have nothing against Lacey Evans being on Raw. She is constantly improving, but she should not have been her first match in the company at the main roster getting a championship match. She should have earned that all the way up.
Right.
So, and they just Vince, she's blonde, she's beautiful, we got to put her out there. The fans are gonna.
Of course.
Yeah. No, and the fans were chanting, "This sucks. This is boring." You had an AEW chant during this match.
Yeah.
Yes, near the end of the match, the fans kind of rallied back around just because they could sense the match was getting closer to being over. They didn't really fully come back alive until Becky Lynch came out, which took way too long for seeing your boyfriend get beat up or taken advantage of to come out and do something. Now, it would have been interesting is if you cut back, you cut in the back and you saw that Becky Lynch was beaten up, or someone was distracting her, trying to keep her away from the monitor, so you didn't know what was going on. So we knew why she didn't come out into that, but we didn't get in that. So it's like, oh wow. Oh no, she must think her boyfriend is just going to prevail on his own. No, Baron Corbin would have gotten counted out. Lacey Evans makes it a no count out match. No count outs. Baron Corbin attacks with a chair. She makes it a no DQ match. Right there should have been the cue, like, no, Lacey Evans is not going to let Seth walk out champion. Instead of waiting until the whole 1, 2, and then stopping because her arm is hurt because of the this armor that she tapped out immediately to and was not in for very long. So yeah, it's just no. It went downhill after about there. I mean, I liked the Alexa Bliss and Bayley match, but it was where the show kind of started going down. You had the Kofi Kingston and Dolph Ziggler match, which was good. I will give props to Kofi for diving through the ropes to beat Ziggler from getting out of the ring through the door.
Yeah,
that was a cool little spot. But there's a little bit of a trend with the door in WWE right now that it's just kind of overused.
I know.
So, but no, it's just like it was a good. The first half was pretty good. The last half it went down, and you're just like, eh. So they were. I will say this: it was a smart move holding off until the match to reveal who the special guest referee was. It was going to be Lacey Evans, because you made that announcement beforehand, your ticket sales would have been even worse. Your view would have been worse.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if some people at that point said, "Screw this." I wasn't really interested in this matchup anyway because it's Baron Corbin. He needs to go the fuck away. Probably turned it off because they're just shoving down people who Vince wants to push, and for stupid reasons. And no. Now, like, I have no problem. I think Baron Corbin could be a top heel one day and actually be a Universal Champion. But not right now. If you keep pushing him when he has go-away heat, he'll never be able to get to that level. Jericho pointed this out. So, while the show could have been better, it was okay. But there's only one... The only one thing that really matters about the show is that the champ is here!
Yeah, yes, whatever, you're a great champion or whatever that.
And not only, if I had gotten
where's
the
my paperwork?
Cruiserweight Championship match correct, I would have had a clean sweep. I would have gotten all 9 matches correct. That's the only one I got wrong.
Yeah. I mean, it's only your second win of the year, so, like, whatever, man.
So, what, we're, like, how many wins? It's like, I have 2, you have 3?
Yeah, you've got 2, I've got 3.
So, your win streak that you said was going to break mine,
hey, it hasn't started yet, man. It just hasn't started yet.
Oh, no, it has started yet. Because this one is going to break that win streak.
Yes. No, wait, no.
Yes.
My next one will.
My win streak is going to be the one that breaks the other one. I'm just going to be breaking my own streak, that's all. And I told you last week that this is the one I was going to win back. And you're like, yeah, right. I speak truth, man. I speak only but truth. Well, here's an interesting thing, Adam. If you would have agreed with me on Ricochet and Roman Reigns winning, you would have forced a draw in the matches. We would have gone to the questions, which you would have retained because you were right. Brock Lesnar was not the special guest for free, and there was no Money in the Bank cashing.
Right.
I got right that there was a championship that changed hands.
True.
Thank you, Ricochet. But
I know.
So, I am the new champ. And as new champ, I refuse to defend this championship every pay-per-view cycle. I'll only be defending it at the major 5 pay-per-views. I'm pulling a Mick Foley. No, I'm going to pull a Mick Foley. As champ, I defend that title once a year.
Screw you, man. No. That's happening again soon. Like I don't know, maybe the opening of the G1 tournament.
Well, that doesn't count. If you win that, you don't become champion. The G1, you have to have the most predictions correct out of the entire tournament before the finals.
Okay.
That's how that works.
That we'll get to as it's going on.
Yeah, we'll cover over that as we get a chance. We're not going to spend time actually going over our predictions. As those cards go through, we'll probably just mention who's in the lead if we think about it on that.
Right.
But
that's starting up July 6th.
Yeah, I do know this. If you added up everyone I picked on my predictions and you look at who I have the winner of A and B block, I don't think the totals will add up correctly.
Oh, okay.
So I actually might have to go through if I have some time to fix that, because until the tournament starts, you can make your changes to your predictions. Just in case if there's someone that gets injured, we can pull them and they replace them. We can make the change. But once the tournament starts, the predictions are locked.
Well, I've got just a few more days to get all of my predictions together then.
Yeah, you do.
Shit.
So if you don't predict, then I instantly win that one.
Yeah, that's true.
So if I take that down, you can't. No.
Wait, what? No.
But no, overall, like, yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens with WWE in the next few months, but I have no high hopes. Um, like, I'm probably going to end up canceling my network subscription because it's just not worth the money. I don't watch anything else on the network other than the pay-per-views and takeovers.
I know, that's really all I've been using it for, too.
So it was like, we get all this other crap. I don't watch that other crap. Nothing in WWE makes me want to go and watch the other stuff on there. Every so often, I lied. I do watch the 24/7 or the 365 things, only because when they come on after the pay-per-view and I'm working on something and it's a nice background noise while I continue to work on that. That's it.
Oh, okay. So
break your nose?
This, I just caught this. It happened about 6-ish hours ago, and of course my internet has to freak out on me right now and won't allow me and Tim to be able to communicate with each other. That's awesome.
Let's see how long Adam's screen will take.
Just gonna try to keep it cool. I'm sorry about the singing, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm just gonna go ahead and go right into it then. The Edge and Christian podcast.
And he hung up.
Will be.
Adam, your face is ugly.
Okay, let's try calling him back for a second. Well, that was weird. I apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that, Tim. Didn't stop the podcast at all. I've just been mumbling this entire time.
Oh, wait until you hear what I was doing. I was like, let's see how long Adam's screen takes it on hold. I was doing the Jeopardy song. Yeah, so.
Oh, good. I'm going to drop your audio down during that then. So I just caught this on Twitter. The Edge and Christian podcast of awesomeness drops tomorrow. Guess who the guest is?
Tony Khan?
Will Ospreay.
Oh, nice.
So that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and check out the Edge and Christian podcast of awesomeness, because you're going to hear Will Ospreay, and you know they're going to bring up the thing with Seth.
Oh, yeah.
You know it's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big topic. They'll talk about it. They'll definitely be talking about his run in the Best of the Super Juniors this year.
Oh, yeah. Just a little clarification on that last thing about Will Ospreay. He did reach out to ESPN and talked about that and saying, it's not a shot against the ball, it's just this. I was responding. It's not a thing about the company, it's just fun to play. So, but yeah.
No, that was one wrestler reaching out to another one, being like, hey, you want to say that about all of us wrestlers? Dude, I'm right here.
Oh, yeah. You didn't. If you want to talk about if you think Seth was being a dick, there's a simple text that he posted, like, you want to exchange bank account numbers.
Yeah, that's where I think he went dickish.
Yeah, that's where he got a little dickish. But no, anyway, go check that out when it drops tomorrow. See the interview.
Yep.
But Adam, do you got anything else?
I have nothing else for anybody right now.
Oh, thank God. I don't have to look at your face much longer. Says the guy who will still talk to you probably for another hour after we stop recording.
Not really. I have other things I have to do tonight. I have to stream for at least an hour.
Yeah, so I'm going bowling later tonight.
All right. Well, have fun with the bowling, dude.
Yeah. And you enjoy your 12-hour or 16-hour shift tomorrow.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. All right.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let us know down in the comment section your thoughts on Stomping Grounds, kicking names and taking ass. I swear that doesn't sound right.
No, it's kicking ass and taking names.
No,
sorry, Michael Cole is really whiny in my head.
That doesn't sound right either. Anyway, let us know what you thought about the show. Did you think it declined in the later half, or did you like the show overall?
Yeah.
On your way down there, give us a thumbs up. It's right there. You've been listening to me talk for almost an hour now. And, listening to Adam's not easy. Try looking at his face. You're lucky.
Whatever.
So just give us a thumbs up. You're clearly liking what you're listening to. While you're there, be sure to hit that subscribe button,
Ding!
ring that bell,
Ding ding!
and get bent.